Hello and welcome to Youngstown Playlist, a show dedicated to highlighting local music right here in Youngstown, Ohio. Did you know that there's a specific way to scream? Today's act talks all about these subtle intricacies and sets fire to the Westside Bowl stage. Here is Alteras.
It's been a few months and I'm standing where you left, standing where you left me, never felt less. And I don't think this pain in my chest will ever go away. I've sacrificed everything take this out on me. It doesn't matter if I can't sleep. Don't give me sympathy, 'cause I don't deserve it. No, I don't deserve it. I don't deserve it. No, I don't deserve it. No, I don't deserve it.
Now stop me if you've heard this question before. How did you guys meet and get started?
Okay.
You know.
We've never done an interview before. This is the first time.
We're rookies.
Brand new. So.
Ever heard of the Grinder app? Brought Alteras together.
I knew we'd get to the core of
I
this.
swiped,
They found me on
I swiped
Craigslist.
right 4 times and got 4 responses. It
So,
was a really good day.
I'll let them start because I come later.
where should
Yeah,
we
yeah.
start the story though?
Okay. So
'Cause,
how
like,
did we form?
There's a lot of different starting
Yeah.
points.
Alteras has been around for like a super long time, but like not as this group. It kind of like started as like a high school, like let's learn how to write music. I'm in a band thing, you know, and you kind of grew up doing that, and then eventually it kind of progressed into something a little more serious. And when that happened, we started recording music. When we started recording music, we brought Mouse into the picture, and that snowballed a little bit more. We did a whole album, and then we kind of had a couple people that weren't like fully on board. So then we picked up Zach, and Zach started filling in all these roles that we didn't even know we needed. And then Hobie just joined recently after that.
I'm about 6 months in.
So,
Yeah.
so
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Dude.
December.
Thanks, man.
so you know, we kind of formed slowly but surely. We don't know how to quit. It's like our biggest downfall, but also our greatest strength.
There's definitely been moments.
We don't know how to quit. So, you know, it's been a growing process, but it took time, I suppose, and I'm glad that it did because I think we're all better musicians because of it. You kind of get put in the situation, you know, where you've got to work harder, and I think once we all got together, we don't work as hard. I'm kidding. No.
Yeah, I don't even like play guitar. I just like make a ton of noise. It's like my thing.
He's really good at it.
Talk about your audience and how you've seen it growing either in the area or going out playing shows that are away from the area.
It's honestly insane. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I hardly care about these guys. Like, how does anyone? But like, you'll go somewhere, and it'll be like, no offense to anywhere, but like somewhere in the middle of fucking nowhere, and you're like, where am I? And like, 100 kids show up just to see you, and you're like,
Yeah.
They're wearing your shirt and you're like,
yeah,
what?
like, what the fuck? It's such a surreal experience. We went to Laredo, Texas, which it's like right on the border of Mexico.
You could trip.
Yeah, and fall into Mexico. And there was 4 white dudes there, and it was us.
Like in the whole city.
In the whole city. And like, it was so awesome. We get there and people are like screaming songs that they want to hear. And they like barely speak English, but they know like the names of our songs. Like, play Broke, play Could Ever Love, play this shit. And I'm like, holy fuck, like it's kind of insane.
And our home shows are always
Oh,
pretty dope.
Youngstown is so great. Yeah.
Oh, the best part about that is like we've been in the Youngstown scene for a while, and we remember when there was no venues.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there was barely anywhere to play, and when you did play somewhere, it was like an attic or like a small corner of a room where like hardly
You were
anyone
like shoved
came.
into like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and
don't
there-
play too loud, kids.
Yeah. So like we remembered when that was a thing, and we had to drive to Kent to play at the Outpost or
Yeah.
JB's when I was still doing hard rock music, and so like to see that and like come
Now there's like
now,
a few venues, you know, like
yeah, and the turnouts are good. The shows grow.
people come
and
out now.
The scene is better now than it's ever been because there's an audience for every genre.
Yeah,
You've got this hip hop audience, this massive indie audience right now, which is
And the
super
intermingling
crazy.
of the genres as
Yeah.
well. And like, you'll have a show where there's like hip hop artists mashed up with hardcore artists, and it's like,
Yeah, that's
Why?
what
But
impresses
it's
me the
fucking
most.
awesome.
Yeah, that's what I do love about our music scene is how integrated it has become
Yeah.
with one another.
Why do you think that this genre, the hard rock, seems to have stayed around the area for so long? Because before there were like the indie
Yeah.
things that are coming up like the last 5 years, like Youngstown was a lot of
Yeah, it's
heavier
always been
stuff.
hard
So why
rock,
do you
yeah.
why do you think that's been such a draw and has stuck around for
It's
so
that
long?
Youngstown grit, baby.
yeah.
There
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's like
We
kind of
still
like
got steel going through our water supply.
That's right.
Exactly.
yeah.
All about
I
that
mean,
metal.
in my, I guess from my perspective, I think that a lot of the music from these genres, most of them are emotion driven, and they're like usually pinpoint on like not usually the best of happy topics. And it's a rough thing to say, but like Youngstown's not exactly the most
It's not the happiest
place
place.
in
No.
the world. Like there's no sunshine and rainbows when you say Youngstown, Ohio. A lot of people still think that Youngstown's a scary place to be. We
lot of
love
people.
living here, but like, you know, people don't have like sometimes like we've been places like and they're like, you guys are from
Youngstown?
Youngstown?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I think that mentality, I think that it's kind of fueled the fire for creatives and for people to understand that like it's okay to share that and it's okay to play these genres of music that are very expressive in that regard, and that we don't have to pretend that it's like, you know, a happy genre or go towards what is the norm across the country.
I'm sure a lot of people are curious about this, but when you've got screaming in your repertoire, what is the key to vocalizing and not just absolutely destroying your throat? This is more of a technical question for all those curious people out there.
Practice, and that's like the worst answer because like
Boo,
you
we
can-
want a
you-
secret,
you can
like-
fuck your shit up so bad.
Yeah.
They don't
but,
talk a lot on
like-
tour either.
A lot of vocal rest.
You pick up sign language.
Honestly, like the biggest thing I think is you have to treat it like singing. Like a lot of people just want to yell, and like that's not what it is. Like you need to treat it like you're singing, and that requires warming up. Like it's the same kind of deal. People will just jump right into it. They'll be like, "Oh, the grit's good for my voice. Let me just chug a whatever."
Smoke 8 packs of cigarettes
Yeah.
a day.
Let me just drink this
Yeah.
glass of gravel
I
real
mean,
quick.
all it is your vocal cords vibrating in a different way, and you still need them to be lubricated to do that. You still need them to be, you know, flexing the right way and not just, you know, because that's how you end up with one of these, and then you can't talk for
Yeah.
like 3 weeks
Yeah.
or ever.
And like Jake said, with practice, like you got to practice. You got to find where it's at so that you're doing it right. Like you'll know right away when you're doing it wrong because it'll hurt. Like it shouldn't hurt. Singing shouldn't hurt. Screaming should be the same. You
It's
know.
a safe practice. though,
And
that's-
warming up is something we do every single night on tour.
Yeah. And leading up to the tour too, the first tour anyway in December that I was a part of, we practiced all the time.
Yeah.
You
know,
practice a ton.
We practiced probably like 2 or 3 times a week just for a few hours
Yeah.
each. So they were feeling really good.
Because, like, I mean, it's one
Going
thing if
into
you
it.
play one time a month and you're like, oh, it doesn't matter tomorrow if I can't talk. Like,
But when you're on a tour and you're doing it
you're
every
playing every single night, you
Yeah.
got to have that longevity.
Oh, I remember the early days when that was not a thing. It was like, oh, we've got a 2-week tour, and night 2, voices were gone. We were learned real quick that you
Yep.
cannot do that.
And anything and everything to help. Cough drops, honey, whatever you can get your hands
A lot
on.
of whiskey.
A lot of
And
whiskey.
We all the time are just like, you're on vocal rest today,
Yep.
you know?
Yeah.
Like, you're not allowed to talk. If you need something, here's a
Yeah.
whiteboard.
Yep.
Or you could just show me your phone.
We
with
did have a
some text on
whiteboard
it.
for a while.
Yeah, I remember. It
I gotta
was-
pee. Please. Pull over. I accredit Marissa Cross's Zen of Screaming as well. I don't even know if you can get it. I'm sure you could buy it somewhere. But she goes through like a lot of different techniques to pinpoint like your range and how to project properly and, you know, how to have the longevity in your screaming. And I found that like 2008, 9, and I lost my voice damn near every time I tried to scream. Just driving around, you're like, well, no one's looking. Put on some Asking Alexandria, bring in the garage, and just try and match it. And that was honestly the best thing for me, was just trying to replicate other people until I found my own voice and was using that as well.
I just love that there's like screaming on tape. Oh, let me just pop this in. Oh, hold on, let me take this. Oh,
On my whiteboard because I can't talk.
It's like Rosetta Stone for screaming.
yes.
No shit.
Own
It
special
is.
language.
It is like
You were signed to a label, and talk about that process and like what are some of the pros and like just the relief of someone is helping you take care of this stuff.
So it's
Well.
like a whole nother battle. There are some great things that come with it, and we love our label. They're really
Yeah,
good
no,
people,
it is dope.
they're good people.
They're
for
tight.
sure.
and they do a great job communicating with us, which is something
Yeah.
that a lot of labels don't do.
It's nice having someone in your corner, you know, helping
Yeah, I
you,
bet.
pulling strings and making shit happen, because that's hard to come by in the music industry.
Yeah, really, between like our management and our label, we do have some really like nice on-hands people who differ from stories we hear. Like we hear, like when we were touring with bands, we just hear horror stories about like their management, their label, like anybody on the like. Yeah, I can't get a hold of my guy. I haven't talked to him like 2 weeks. I didn't even know I was supposed to be here today. We just came because we saw a flyer. Like,
we're supposed to be here. Yeah.
I mean, you'd be
It
surprised.
sucks. Yeah,
You'd be
it's
surprised.
actually more common to like have bands out there who are like completely in the dark than like have bands who
We're
are like
fortunate
close.
enough to have good people that have our backs.
Yeah.
so.
And have you noticed a growth in your fan base or in any other aspect after having made that move?
Yeah,
Definitely.
I mean, it's been like I think we've been on the label about 3 years.
Yeah, about
now.
3 years now.
And that's 2 albums. Grief was like a re-release that we did through it. We like pulled it and then re-released it, and then we did Myself on Fire just last year. And I mean, even if you just look at the back-to-back those 2 albums,
Yeah, Myself on Fire really like.
it blew Grief out of the water. It charted number 3 Heat Seekers on Billboard and 18 hard rock albums on Billboard, and then
We actually charted one above Foo Fighters.
Yeah,
for that day. For that
Dave
it was
Grohl
the week.
like I
It
inspired
was
him,
the
now
week.
he's taking me over.
It was for the week, not the day. The week
and
it came out.
Could Ever Love has like what 40 or 50,000 streams on Spotify, whereas now Myself on Fire as a collective just broke 400K like a couple days
Yeah.
ago. So it's like
Drowning with
definitely a
grief.
progressive, definitely a progression. You know, there's definitely like positives and negatives to that because there's expectations. You know, when bands are on their 3rd or 4th album, a lot of people have an opinion about the sound, which is good. We want people to like, but the thing is that like, unfortunately, like we don't care if anybody doesn't like the next album. We're always just worried about what we like because we know that that's what's going to keep us moving forward always.
Yeah.
So it's like
We hope you
people
like it.
the music.
But at the end of the day, it's like, we like it.
It's
I
still
think-
for us first.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's the most important thing because sometimes I've been in that position where like there's this release from a band, they haven't released anything in a couple of years, and then you're like, this is nothing like what I expected. But you kind of, I found that if you have to listen to it a couple times,
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh, I get it.
I mean,
Yeah.
we all get like, I think everybody has that syndrome. It's a slight hypocritical syndrome where you're just like, damn, like this band should never.
I want change in progress, but don't you dare change a fucking thing.
I think it's just the way that the music industry is kind of, it's kind of catered to that audience at this point. I mean, especially in mainstream media, everybody does the same beats, the same styles, the whole mumble rap thing. When that started blowing up, it was like everybody was mumble rapping.
And then,
there
like,
was a
the,
couple people that stumped out and they
Yeah.
did their own thing and they blew up because of it, like Post Malone. And I think it's one of those things where you start falling into the industry falls into these streams, but only because the audience starts to cater to them.
Right now, country's really falling into that. Like all the new country songs have like that club.
The hick hop.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and they're like completely like saturating themselves. You know, and that's what's supposed to be like. Some really like, Delta blues like based music that's supposed to be passionate storytelling. Where it's like now it's like.
Oh, there's like that electronic snap. And
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
And the hi-hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because the trends in the music industry start with the audiences. So
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's
And if you're trying to sell a stadium, I guess like.
Yeah.
Or at least your
Whatever.
album. I don't even know what any of these people do, but.
so being an artist in that is always like kind of like a weird thing because on one hand you want to sell albums, you want to be popular, but at the same time you're like, can I justify sacrificing any of our
Our creative,
genuine
Your
qualities of
integrity.
music?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Exactly, that's the word I was looking
And I say no.
for. Yeah.
It's gonna be our artistic
Yeah.
thing always.
We're really
Or
excited to
next
start
album, you guys just release like a clubby country.
Yeah, we might actually. I mean,
Talk about a
I already
pivot,
got the
just a
snap.
hardcore turn.
Already downloaded the program for the
That's our show. I want to thank Alteras for talking to us and playing for us. A huge shout out to the Westside Bowl crew for letting us record an episode there, and thank you for watching. Be sure to like and share this video, like our Facebook page, and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss another episode. See you next time. There's a pie. Look at all these celebrity guests.
Hey, Louie.
I just dropped out.
What's up, Louie?
Congratulations, you're the first dog on the show.
Yeah.
Maybe not the
We're
last.
Alteras.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Story of my life.
When I first started, like, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Like, I mean, I played music, but like, I was in band, so like, I was playing like the oboe.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I was like trying to.
Yeah.
Wait, did you play the oboe?
Electric oboe.
Oh, I was gonna say.
But I could've-
I was
I-
like, nobody fucking plays the oboe.
I was more of a bassoon guy, but
Okay, but
well, yeah, oboe players can't hate on anybody.
absolutely.